everybody, Vanessa here from Visalia Talks, your local talk show that brings you all the latest happenings in our community. Today we have with us a special treat, Ilah Brock from Central Valley Hypnotherapy. Ilah, let us know what you're doing over there.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I think
Yes,
this is
you're
fantastic.
welcome.
I
Thank
love this.
you.
You have a beautiful studio, by
Thank
the
you
way.
so much. I
This is
appreciate
great.
that.
Central Valley Hypnotherapy, I'm the founder. I started this avenue of it after COVID in March of
Okay.
21. I'm from Los Angeles.
Okay.
So it tanked during the pandemic. So I had moved up to Tehachapi and then later on to Visalia because of a boy.
Hey, it's all because of a boy.
Right. Anyway, but he wasn't moving, and I was kind of playing gypsy after my divorce, blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't going to drive 3.5 hours to Woodland Hills for a client that just each way.
Yeah.
So I did close my business in LA. And this is right during 2020, towards the end of 2020. And then in January 21, I had to, what am I going to do? I need a job. I need to earn some income.
Something.
Unemployment's going to die. Anyway, I decided to reopen, and just with the conversation with my boyfriend, his name's Mike.
Hi, Mike.
I know, Mike. Yes, I know. He's been my supporter. I nominated him my business manager, if you will. So he came up with the title. It's like, this just started out. So look for an office, and it's just become uphill and beautiful, just guiding through ever since. And that was March of 21.
Nice.
And here I am still 3.5 years later.
Strong.
And I even moved offices. I grew, I wanted
go.
something bigger to work with. So yeah.
And you're doing a lot out of that office as well.
I am.
More than
I sublet to other people for their businesses. And then I also do Zoom conferences. I do in-person group sessions, as or seminars, workshops, whatever, on the different modalities that I know, and I can teach somebody. Some of the modalities I have, I can teach once, and they know it. Now you know it, and now you can go on and use it. And you don't have to keep hiring me to do it. So, and really, my scope of practice is vocational, avocational, self-improvement. So basically, if you have a behavior you don't like and you want to change it, that's where I come in. I can help you change that behavior. Smoking is a behavior. Being in anxiety is a behavior. Now, it is a physical condition, but it was a symptom of something. So let me come and help you get out of that anxiety state. How? Well, come and see me, and I'll help you. Most people, I'm going to say 98% of the people, I'm only making that number up because it's got to be 100%. No one has ever left my recliner saying, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
No one, ever. Every time I bring somebody out of hypnosis, there's always a smile.
Yes.
And then they look at me. It's like a behavior. They smile and they look at me. Yeah. Nobody wants to stay the same if they come to me. So when you come to me, and typically people are coming to me because they're at their worst. Let me help you put you at your best. Yes. So we do journeys. Again, my scope of practice is just self-improvement on behaviors. And so I've been doing this almost 7 years.
7 years. How did you even get into how did you realize I have this gift?
I've always loved helping people, right? And trying to find the avenue to help. So I am a deaf advocate. And in Los Angeles and even Long Beach, because I was in Long Beach for 20 years. I was advocate for the deaf. I worked in a church in the deaf ministry. I was their leader there for a while, and then just out in the community, and I interpret, right? So yes, I know a little bit of sign language, right?
I love that.
But it was like I loved doing it, but it just didn't have and then I started seeing a lot of injustices happening with the deaf. This actually is the backstory to how I got to hypnotherapy. So I talked to a few counselors, and the conclusion was, you really need to be a lawyer if you want to help them. So I went to law school. Here I am in my late 40s, early 50s, and I'm in law school.
Never too late.
Never too late to bloom where you're planted and reinvent yourself. Yes. So I started reinventing myself in my 50s. And I was enjoying law school. I loved it. And it was part-time because I got 3 teenagers at home, and I was still married, and I was still working at the church. I was teaching speech, public speaking, and American Sign Language to the high school that I had worked out of. So I taught for like 20 years in the Christian school. So I'm in this, I'm doing this, I'm studying. I'm kind of at my wit's end. Now I moved to West LA and I've got this great job as a property manager, still doing law school on the side, property managing, and I'm stuck. I'm not helping people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm helping people when I get to help a tenant, but not all tenants need help every day. I just love help. So anyway, I was just really depressed. It was one particular day I remember just thinking, sitting in my living room in West LA, and I looked over at my computer and I saw this ad pop up for hypnotherapy. And I'm going to give him a plug because we love him. It's Westside Hypnotherapy. His name's Jake Rubin, and I would be dead, I think, if it wasn't for him. He saved my life.
Oh,
yeah, he's amazing. So he's in West LA, and he's phenomenal. One session, I was like, what is this? What just happened?
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, I mean, no fog. I had clarity. I felt good. I felt light. And I was a lot bigger than I am now. So I kept seeing him every week. And I wanted to know more, sending him barrages of emails. Why is this happening? Why is that? Just finally he said, stop using your sessions that you're paying for to learn about this. Just go visit the school that I went to. So I went to the school, which is Hypnosis Motivation Institute in Tarzana. They've been around since 1968 and they're nonprofit. That's why I don't mind mentioning them. And they've matriculated, I think, 600,000 students over the last 56 years or whatever. And they're a one-year program. I walked in, I took a tour, and I'm like, I found my calling.
Wow.
I signed on the dotted line, called the law school the next day. I'm on sabbatical until further notice. And here I am almost 7 years later.
Wow.
I just can't imagine doing anything else. Yeah. If I could do this for free, I would.
Yeah.
I absolutely would. This is like when you find it, you find it.
Yes.
So that's how I got into it.
I love it.
And and I'm always learning, always taking more, learning more, enjoying more, just whatever new techniques can come up that will help people. Because there's 1,000 techniques every day coming up. Oh, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Everything's off of one modality that I am certified as a practitioner is neuro-linguistic programming, which I'm going to do a demonstration with you in a few minutes.
Yes.
NLP. But most everything else is patterned after some of the elements. There's over 400 techniques in NLP alone. And as you learn them, you pivot from here to there or whatever. So I had to find, if I was going to educate myself on something other than hypnotherapy, NLP is hypnosis. I'm going to make sure that it's something that I know works.
Yes.
So I always try myself first. I always am my own guinea pig. And then I will go from there and start. Like this technique I used with you yesterday, the eye movement. It's not new. It's just new to me. Right. So I've been giving away sessions to different clients, previous clients. Just come on in, give me 30 minutes. Let's just work together. Now, I know you all don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to ask you, as you think about that memory, we won't even say the title.
No.
Where is it?
It's completely gone. It's not gone, but it's different. Is what it is. It's changed.
Does it charge you?
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bring all of the well, this happened, which made that. It doesn't do any of that in my psyche anymore.
And how long did that take?
It was like a minute.
A minute.
It was just a.
And how long ago did whatever that incident was, because you didn't tell me any information.
I didn't.
How long ago was that incident?
That was 20 years ago or so.
Yeah, so something that's been looping 20 years later, and in 1 minute or less, it's just gone. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And that's what your mind can do.
Right.
Your mind can correct itself, and it's taking those negative memories and just putting them to the past, getting them time stamped, and giving them an exit from the problem state. Emotions have to exit.
Yes.
If they don't, they get stuck. And they can get stuck for 20, 30, 50, for an entire lifetime.
Yes.
They can get stuck. I've had people I've worked with, and they've been stuck so long. And when I help them through a little window of help, they're not used to that way that feels, and they just want to go back because this is comfort zone, kind of thing. So we can I want to draw a picture and show people what the mind does.
Absolutely.
and then I want to do a technique with you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any more questions?
No, I don't
Okay.
have questions. Let's
Okay.
get
Let's
to
get
this.
it
This
in.
is really
Let's get into
interesting.
this. All right.
Oh,
All right.
okay, right there.
Got that one. Okay. I'll do this upside down because that's how I practiced
Yeah.
it. Upside down thousands of times. So we're going to pretend this is your mind. Okay. At the bottom base of our mind is what we call primitive mind. It's the amygdala back here in the back of the brain. This is where fight or flight lives, cousin to the hippocampus. But the amygdala pretty much takes charge when it comes to anything in fight or flight. If we were living in the Amazons, we would need it for survival. Military live in this. If they're like, if you think about our past wars, World War One, World War Two, they were living in foxholes. They were in fight or flight. Cortisol is a hormone that rushes, and it's not good for your heart, but it does kick in when you go into fight or flight, and it's supposed to, but it's always supposed to be temporary. So when you are imagining yourself walking down an alley at night and you hear footsteps, your heart's going to go beating faster, your breathing's going to get labored,
Yes.
and your cortisol, adrenaline is going to hit your bloodstream, your muscles are going to get tight, and then suddenly you don't know if it's friend or foe. You don't know if you're going to fight or flee, or some people freeze. But that's there to protect us. You don't have control over it. It just happens. The unexpected, you go into fight or flight. We are born with two fears: the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. All of the fears we have, we learned. You know, if you learned how to be afraid of fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Some people, I heard this on the Dr. Phil show 30 years ago, came on the show, they were afraid of pickles. They had a fear of pickles. So I guess there's a phobia or fear or whatever of pickles. And there's a difference between phobias and fears. Phobias are irrational fears. Things that didn't happen to you, you just assumed a fear that somebody taught you. Like flying, driving. You know, if somebody who you are a caretaker who is afraid to do something, you become afraid as you learn it. Fears are actual incidences that actually happened. And that is a fear that needs to be conquered, and like what I get time stamped to the past where it belongs. So now we're born to about age 8. Oh, let me say another thing about fears and about our fears. Imagine a baby. You put a baby in a basket full of snakes. Is that baby afraid of snakes?
No.
Has never learned how to be. They're curious. They're not afraid of water. They're not afraid of fire until they learn how to be. And we do need to teach healthy fears to our children. So that's kind of how the fear learning works. So now we're born to about age 8. I'm going to put this little fake line right here. And then down here, this big part right here, this is our subconscious mind. In the psychiatric world, they say it's 95% of our brain power. At the school I went to, we were taught 88%, but I'm going to really believe it's closer to 95%. But it's a lot. No matter what, it's a huge part. And this isn't to scale for you engineers who are watching. But that means our conscious mind is at least only working at no more than 12% brain power. You and me, we're in our 12% mind. So in this big circle here, our subconscious mind, if you will, to a child, everything goes in as absolute truth. Absolute truth. And it doesn't matter what it is. Fact, fantasy, right, wrong, healthy, unhealthy, it doesn't matter. There's no filter, and everything starts to just flood the subconscious mind as absolute truth. So just imagine all of these little dots that I'm building. So this child who's taking in millions and millions of pieces of information every day like we do, and I'll get to that in a second, taking in no filter, it's just flooding for those programming years, if we will. And I'm not going to sit here and draw a bazillion of these. You get the idea. Every one of these is what we call a known. Knowns. Things the subconscious mind knows. And it's from probably, I believe it's from conception. Some people say from birth. So take your pick. But if it's a known, it brings emotional pleasure to the subconscious mind. And anything. It doesn't matter if it's the cartoon that you saw, where back in my day we had Tom and Jerry, and hammering it. A child believes that's real as making toast. So it's very real to a child.
Mhm.
And so everything is real. From everything to mom is 25 years old every year. Yeah, the
Mhm.
kids will believe that until about age 8 when they start to question things.
Mhm.
Santa Claus,
Yeah.
Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, all of those are real to a child. They believe in, look at a child's imagination with their toys, and they're playing with their toys, and they really believe that this is real.
Mhm.
That's absolutely normal behavior to a child. So everything is real. We brainwash our children into this comfort zone. Good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't matter. So now you're 8 and you start to develop a filter between the conscious and the subconscious mind. This is kind of the critical mind, if you will. But now this is where we decide, we reason, we analyze, we use this thing called willpower and logic to make a difference, to make a change. And it only works at no more than 12% of our brain power for maybe 1% of the population.
Mm.
It's really hard to make a change on your own. Think about it. Here's a change that you can try. Some people put their pants on right leg, then left. Some people put their pants on left leg, then right. Some people put their pants on both legs at a time. So if you're a both legs at a time person, I encourage you to put your pants on one leg at a time for a week. If you're doing a right leg or a left leg at a time, switch it for a week. And don't tell me you're not going to be conscious of that. It's like, fold your hands together. Now move them over too. Unless you're a golfer, this is not, it's not uncomfortable. It's just different. It's change. It's how we have change. And that is the only way to get where you want to go.
Mhm.
Change. Otherwise you stay in comfort zones.
Mhm.
The knowns that bring emotional pleasure.
Yeah.
And the subconscious mind's going to fight you on this every step of the way.
When you want change around you, you've got to
Change. You got to be, you
Gotta
can't,
be the
it's that
change.
definition of insanity. Keep doing
Yep.
what you're doing and expect different results.
Yep.
It's never going to happen. You've got to change what you're doing to expect different results. It has
Say
to.
that too all the time.
Right?
It's a definition of
So let's
insanity.
take a change. Now this person might be an adult. Let's say they are, in their 30s and they're going to go give a presentation to the board. But they're in the bathroom profusely sweating with excrements coming out of their, vomiting and whatever. They can't leave it because every time they hit the door, their body wants to go back and eliminate. And they're just terrified.
Yeah.
Because when they were in the 3rd grade, a known was developed because they were laughed at the oral book report that they were given. So whether they remember it or not, the subconscious mind remembers it. It's a real fear. Someone like me who's never had a bad experience in public speaking, I get a little nervous. Like, I wasn't nervous here or anything, but 10,000 people, I could speak in front of them, and I'll be a little nervous going up. But in about 30 seconds, I'm fine, especially if I know what I'm talking about. You want me to go talk about the indigenous trees? I'm going to have a problem and I'm going to blubber, right? Anyway, but this person is going to it's going to be difficult. Or take somebody who's been smoking. One of the number one reasons why people will see a hypnotist, they smoke. They've been smoking 30, 40 years. And they put that thought in, and how many of them they've tried to quit? This is it. I'm done. I'm going to quit. I'm done. And anywhere, this is it. I'm going to quit. Now, this critical mind here, it's going to look for something to associate smoke-free. That's not a known.
No.
Smoking, let's say it's over here. Smoking brings emotional pleasure. Remember, the subconscious mind does not care if you're right or wrong, fact or fantasy, healthy or unhealthy. It doesn't care. It's all a known, and it all brings emotional pleasure. Wow. The same goes with addictions. Any kind of habit you don't like, that you want, biting nails, whatever. It's a known, and it brings emotional pleasure, and you want to get rid of the habit. You can on your own, but it takes a lot of work. Yes. And God bless people who can do that. I quit smoking 36 years ago on my own. Oh, I keep touching my microphone. I'm sorry. But what I do is I'm going to relax this filter, and then I will drop in positive suggestions, and I'm going to create a new known called smoke-free, for example, or whatever, calm if someone's in anxiety, nervous, whatever. I'm going to just create that new as if it's always been there. So yeah, it's kind of tricking the subconscious mind to what you want it to do. And I've had some interesting things. Some people are claustrophobic, so we work on that. Takes several sessions to work on. So what I do with, I have, gosh, over 3,000 hours of training in all the modalities. I tell my clients, I'm going to work with this, you work with this, and we're going to have this 100% effectiveness in this. But remember, this all starts with strategies.
Yes.
We have strategies that we do. How you get out of bed, your strategy, your morning routine, all of that. It's all a strategy. And our bodies never learned what we're supposed to do. When we learn to walk as babies, we see it in our mind, but our bodies never walked. So the baby stands up and falls down. Mind is saying, that's not a good strategy. Let's try again. Or driving. I think I was mentioning it when you came in for a session, which we'll get to. Driving along, and you've never driven before in your life, and you know, you're like, in my day it was Mario Andretti. I don't know who the NASCAR drivers are today, but it's like, you think you can just get behind the wheel of a car and just go, and it's not like that. You pop the clutch in my day, or your body's never driven before. It's never ridden a bike before, but you see it in your mind. So that is like evidence. Everything starts inside first, and then it shows the behavior outside. The behavior outside is working with, okay, what do you want, mind? What do you want me to do? And just continually until you smooth. We were at my office yesterday. Today I came, I just got in my car and drove. I never gave it another thought. You know, there's a lot to driving when you're first doing it. You don't want to miss anything. You don't want to get into it. You don't want the little light behind you with the little woo-woo or anything like that. So strategies create the behaviors that we do. How many sessions does it take for anybody? Sometimes one. My average client sees me 4 times, but here's what happens. On average, 95% or so. After the 3rd session and before the 4th session, something clicks. It's like they come into the 4th session, and I always want the client to decide what they want to do. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know. I can't practice psychology. I don't want to. It's up to you to tell me how you want this session to go. What do you want to accomplish? And by that 4th session, many are like, everything's going so good. So I just send them on their way. Nice. Call me when you're ready. Nice. But until then, because my job really is to work myself out of a job. I'm not in it to make you come and see me every year for 2 years. I want you to be well. Be well continually. I have clients who've been seeing me since the very beginning. I started here in Visalia, and they were coming weekly, then they were coming every couple of months. Now it's a few times a year. It's just whatever the tune-up they need. I've got 2 coming in on Friday. One's got a jealousy problem, and I'm not sure what the other one's working through, but it's like.
So just as life happens, this, you may be helped with something here. Okay, you help them stop smoking, but now they're in a thing, and
now they're overweight.
Shoot, now
because of the smoking, and I gave them a plan. They didn't follow the plan.
So that's the 12%. You're helping in our subconscious mind, the 88%, but we have to put in our work too.
You have to put in the work. Yes,
we have to go home.
Give you
and
the
continue.
tools.
Exactly.
Yes, and I give you tools to choose what you want to do and how you want to do it, what it is you want to do. Okay, this is what happens. You get this tap on your shoulder because it wants to stay here in comfort zone. This is what it knows. It understands happiness and joy and excitement. And then here you are reaching forward to what you want to do. You keep reaching forward.
An unknown.
And it's like it in your mind. The body has to start catching up to what's in here. Putting this emotion with it, the excitement, the joy, the happiness with what you desire. And let the subconscious mind do it, saying it believes it's protecting you. It's like an 8-year-old child, right? It just believes it's protecting you. And you can have a talk with it. It's, thank you for trying to protect me. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
You can come along, or you can struggle. Subconscious mind doesn't like to struggle, and it'll only struggle for so long, usually about 3 weeks, and then it stops struggling. Or it won't continue. It'll be like, what do we do, guys? Nothing's really happening. She's so excited and she's so happy. It's been 3 weeks. We can't get her back. We got to try one more time. Let's get the trucks. Let's go get her. Come on. She's not budging. She's really going to do this?
Yeah.
Go into this constant state of happiness and getting out of frustration. What are we going to do? It has to make a choice, and it will start to go along, and then it becomes easier. I didn't know I was living in anxiety for decades. And now anxiety has a little tiny hit on me, like a little one. Every once in a while, I might be concerned about something in my business. And that's usually where it is. Or I haven't heard from my kids in a while. I wonder what's going on. I have a daughter that lives in Southeast Asia, when she's married with my grandchild. And, it's like I haven't heard from her in a couple of days. What's going on? It's a communist country, kind of thing. I want to make sure. So those kind of little things. And I'm fine. I just take a deep breath. My water becomes my Xanax, if you will. I just drink water, and I really, it's like the spice of life. Yeah. It helps. So I don't know if that helped you at all.
So I definitely understand how I'm scaring myself out of.
Yeah, and some people call it self-sabotage.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's the best word, but yeah, what's going to happen if you get out of your comfort zone and move forward? I had somebody come to me a few years ago that they are retiring to South America somewhere, and they're looking at property, but they're really trying to just not even think about it. They're so excited, but they're just keeping it out of their minds. They're trying to get rid of, sell their businesses and just be done with it here. And they're just anxious beyond. So I just sat and chatted with her and did a little hypnotics afterwards. It was, why not be happy about it? Why not start planning what you're going to do when you get there, to Puerto Rico or wherever it was? And it never occurred to her that she could start planning her happiness. She was so focused on this. This was so far away. And in 20 minutes, it was right here in front of her now. This is the happiness. I got to deal with this and get rid of it so I can go there. And that created the motivation. Yes. So start planning whatever it is you wanting to do. You were discussing a plot of land. Have you looked for plots of land yet?
No.
Yeah. So you're just gonna just keep thinking about it. Just get out. You don't have to buy anything. You just have to look at them. Just get a good realtor or interview a couple of them. The ones that unless you have one in mind, and just go look at them. See if they're developed. See if it's what you can do, what you want to do. See, and just do it. Make a list of the things that you want to accomplish in this scenario. I gotta find a developed piece of land. And if it's not developed, can we live on it? Can I put a septic tank? Can I put water? Can I put energy? Whatever, however you want to do it. Yes. Where is it going to be? Location. Look at the weather elements. I'm already exciting you.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm already exciting you.
Yeah.
No, so it's like you just start doing it.
Yeah.
It's like I was thinking.
As if it's already here.
Yeah. So January 2021, I'm like, I got to start looking for a job. I was in my late 50s. I know it's hard to believe. Who's going to hire me, right? I needed a job. So I'll just start this. You know what? I have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of money left in my savings, and I just went for it.
Yeah. And I always say, when you are in the business of helping people,
can't help it.
You can't go wrong. You
won't
be steered wrong. You're acting selflessly. You're acting for people, and
it's like, well, what about me? Well, what about me? You know what? I am by appointment 7 days a week. I take days off whenever I feel like it. Yeah. That's what the benefit of my own business.
Yes.
So when I say, like, someone wanted to come in and see me today, I am booked today. The earliest I could have seen them was 6:30 tonight. And they're like, yeah, okay, well, I'm available.
Yeah.
Not until then, though. Yeah. So I had to push them till, later on in the week. But it's like I get to pick and choose as a business owner, which is a whole other thing.
That's what's great about entrepreneurship. Yeah. I am all for entrepreneurship.
And what, 85% of America is small businesses? 80%? I don't know. We're run on small businesses. I mean, the Central Valley is the agricultural center of the world. And they're all farmers. They're all independent businesses. Yep. I mean, their businesses might be large, but they own like 1,000 acres of almonds, but they're still a small business.
Right.
They may not have 1,000 employees. Right. They just hire as they need throughout the crop years or whatever.
Family, whoever can help.
And the family and whatever. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what this is about. I have a little gift for you, some premiums I got. That you can have, so you can have that.
Thank you so much.
And I also want to offer anybody who does call into the show, just calls you and, hey, I want to know about that hypnotherapist. I need their email.
Okay.
At least their email or their phone number, but at least their email. So I'm happy to email them if they mention. They can even call me if they want to. Can I say my phone number?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's 559 749 4803.
Perfect.
So
and we'll have it on there on the screen as well.
and they, if they just want to come in for just a quick 15-minute negative memory reducer.
There you go. Oh, and this is going to help out a lot. A negative memory reducer, if that's anything like what you did with me with the eyes, this is going to help out so much for your traumas and stuff like that, PTSD, all of that from the past that's hindering you from moving forward, and maybe you don't even realize. But just give it a try. She's going to give you a 15-minute session just by calling in. Send us your information. We'll get you hooked up with her. And this is something you don't want to miss out.
No, don't. And it's free. It's just give me a few minutes and let me see what I can do. Then you can decide whether or not. And I'll also give anybody who wants a free, regardless, a free sleep relaxation meditation.
Yes. So let us know about that. So either call the show or message us. However you want to get a hold of us. She's giving away a meditation session on
it's audio.
It's audio to help you sleep at night. So if you're having sleep issues,
it's for any age.
Yes,
it doesn't hurt. It's very safe. It's just a meditation with some nice calming music, and my words are kind of underneath the music, a little subliminal, but it's all positive.
Yes.
And it's fun and very relaxing.
And we can all use a little help with sleeping.
Yeah. And just never ever listen to it in your car.
Yes, not while you're driving. Only when you're laying in bed.
Yeah.
That's when you are
or
asleep.
in your recliner.
Yes.
Yeah. Where you're safe for sure.
Yes.
And do you have any other questions for me?
I want to just say thank you. I want to say thank you for coming in here. Thanks for inviting me into your studio. We had a session yesterday.
We did. How did you like that?
It was amazing. I can't wait to get back. Both sessions. You did the eye thing while we were sitting, and then the whole hypnosis in the chair was great. I did listen to it again this morning. Yay. So as I was laying there before I got my day started, it's absolutely amazing. I suggest all of you guys just check her out, give her a call.
Hypnosis, before you get all freaked out, it's the Greek word for sleep. Okay, it's just I know there's such a stigma with hypnosis.
There is a stigma.
I'm gonna control your mind. No, I'm not. It's just a heightened state of awareness. We're in and out of it every day anyway. Whether you're daydreaming, you're twilight sleeping, you're dozing off, but you can still hear everything. Your environmental hypnosis, you're driving home from work and you get home, you're like, how did I get here?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All the time. I wonder how I got to that. Yes.
All this, you're just on autopilot. Your mind is a pattern recognition machine. And I say that because when I was married for 36 years before I got divorced, I know who does that. My married name is Hardesty. Right. So I did switch it back to my maiden name Brock, but because I had been adopted. So between the ages of 18 when I became Brock to when I was 21 and got married, I was only Brock for 3 years. Oh. So my entire adult life was from 21 till age 21 till, I don't know, 57 or 56. I was Hardesty. And it was like, sometimes I slip up and I'll say it, or I'll sign my name. It's like, kind of thing. My legal name now is Brock, and etc. So it's a pattern recognition. Yes. It just rolls off the tongue. It's been rolling. When I taught, I was Mrs. Hardesty in school, Mrs. H in school, and that was just my name. And now I'm just Ilah. Ilah.
Ilah. Just Ilah, but not just Ilah.
No, I'm not just an Ilah. I'm a one-stop shop. Yeah. I love what I get to do, and I want to help more. That's my purpose. Help as many people as I can.
I love it.
To achieve their very best.
I absolutely love that. If you're here to help, how can I help you? Because I mean, it's what makes the world go round.
It does.
We all have to be here for each other, and it's a beautiful thing when we break down to that and we realize
vulnerability.
How can we help?
Yeah. Just be vulnerable to yourself. Everything I do is very confidential. Your partner won't know that you have an appointment with me. I'm not. I don't. I will not say hi to you in a grocery store. Well, you I might because of this, but typically, not to be rude, but
Yeah,
I protect anonymity. I have
that's
high
good.
profile people seeing me from all over, all walks of life,
That's good.
and so I just want to protect their anonymity.
Yes. And let's get rid of the stigma out there
Oh my
of
gosh,
this.
of
There's
hypnosis. It's working its way slowly,
uh,
but
it's just it's a therapy. It's
it.
therapy.
That's
It's
it.
literally
I'm not
therapy.
taking you. You can't be hypnotized in your sleep. So delta wave is sleep, is the
Yep.
sleep brain wave. I'm taking you just above that in the theta wave, and you're still in control at any
Yes,
time. Did you feel
absolutely.
like you could have
No, I
just
was absolutely there. I could have
easily?
put my head up and been like, you know what,
I
I'm
don't want.
done.
That's it.
But no, it's
Nobody
totally,
ever
I'm
has.
there. I know what's going on.
Yeah,
Just super relaxed
that's it.
and open to
This
hearing everything that you're saying.
and
It's all positive stuff,
yeah,
just like you said.
it's
And
all
that's
positive.
nothing to
No,
hurt or anything.
nope.
It's to make me better.
And you'll
And
never
that's
do in hypnosis you wouldn't do outside of it.
no,
It's just our moral compass isn't
right.
affected at all. And it's in people or in a biblical perspective, hypnosis or trance is another word. It's all through the Bible. How did Peter walk on water?
Mm.
You know, it's like he staring at Jesus the whole time. As soon as he took his eyes off, he started to sink.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to look at it from a biblical perspective, just look at the Old Testament. Trance, trance, trance. Some of it was used for evil, some of it wasn't.
And we're not using it for you.
I don't.
Yeah.
I do not. I'm not. No, I won't go there.
Yeah.
Do no harm.
No.
Do no harm.
And what it's nothing even to be afraid of
No.
or anything like that.
And
It's all helping.
Yeah, I've had many people come to me nervous,
Mhm.
literally their body's shaking, but they really wanted to try it. And you know, an hour later, they're like, "What was I nervous about?"
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just like so not. It's like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
It's way cool.
It is. It's super
So
cool.
Yep.
Super cool.
That's where we're at.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You bet.
It was
Thank
a
you so much.
pleasure.
You too.
Yes.
I'd love to come back sometime.
Yes, can't wait to have you back.
Love
We'll definitely, and group sessions.
Yes.
She does group sessions and one-on-one sessions, Zoom sessions,
Yes.
classes,
Classes,
all types
and
of
I'll
different
even
stuff.
do an occasional house call.
There you go.
You know,
We can't
and
leave the
my
house.
rates are very, very user friendly. Go on my website and you can look up everything that I've talked to today, and
Perfect.
my rates are up there
What
too.
is your website?
CentralValleyHypnotherapy.com.
There you go.
You can also
it'll
go
be
to.
on the
You
screen
can
too.
also do IlahBrock.com, and it'll take you to the same place.
There you go. She's
So,
all over the place.
I'm all over the place. Yeah.
Thank
So
you
anyway,
so much.
you bet. Thank you so much,
You're
Vanessa. It's
welcome.
been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Bye, everybody.